so anyway, so like Norbis and Daslin, they came up to you in the thing and they're like, "Friends, we found it. A fortress that can hold the town that isn't owned or operated by any existing clans. Axholm." And they go on to explain that it's a stronghold from the last Elven Wars that was abandoned intact and is ripe for plucking. So due to Wintarius's excellent scrollage, they managed to find like the original writs of ownership from Neverwinter, and to ignore trying to make up fantasy legal speak, it basically says finders keepers. And then
Squatters'
so
rights.
yeah, essentially they're like it's been abandoned. Nobody currently owns it because they're dead. So if we can show any, yada 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 yada. There is, however, one tiny, very overcomable, practically insignificant detail. It's
Hmm.
haunted by an elven banshee and a horde of ghouls.
Minor, all yeah, of course. Look, we've killed yeah, the three men. We slaughtered were rats, regular rats. We'll just be
Tentacle demons.
we'll just be in the middle of talking to them about it, and then Wintarius will be like, shatter.
10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. When in doubt, kill them all.
Yeah.
So yeah, so they basically say, perhaps you'd be interested in another bout of adventure. If you want, speak to the town master. He's sure to have some money set aside for just such a quest. As you guys are heading over to the town master's house, I guess highest passive perception would be Azuri. Um, he kind of sticks a hand out in front of the group and points down towards where the main entrance is, and so you guys like hear a little bit of a disturbance near the main entrance of town, and then you see a single rider slumped over his horse, riding kind of sort of towards where you guys are at the townmaster's house. And about 30 feet in front of you, he just slumps out of the saddle and collapses onto the ground motionless.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, so as you're running up there to help, you notice that there are like three like black and red feather fletched arrows sticking out of his back, and he is still alive. You notice a slight motion of his chest.
I'd like to stabilize him.
Using
Medicine.
Oh, okay, yeah, make the roll then. Okay, so you get up there, you whip out a couple of things, you start patching him up the old-fashioned way. And right before he passes out, he kind of like grabs you by the shoulder and he says, "They came to the ranch. You must help them." And then he passes out.
Ranch.
Like dressing? We got some salads.
Yes, yes. They came to the ranch dressing. You must help
You must
them, the
help them.
salad folk of the hills.
The dreaded
In the hidden valley, if you
In
will.
the Oh, you son of a bitch. I missed that pun and I shouldn't have. Yeah, well, I mean, an 11's good enough. So at one point, you guys you're moving relatively fast. I assume you guys are really
Yeah.
trying to get there. You guys come over a hill and you damn near run into a whole, well, I guess for lack of a better term, herd of cows. You guys are about a mile and a half away from where you think this should be. Yeah, so you see a herd of cows peacefully grazing.
Ask the bloody bovines to get a move on.
Bloody bovines might be, first of all, the greatest phrase I've ever heard, and second of all, incredibly apt.
Oh
As you
no.
get closer to these, you can see that several of them have cuts and scrapes and signs of not typical cow combat, but like combat. There's, splatters of gore, bloodied hooves, scratches, cuts, so on and so forth. But perhaps slightly cooler, they're all branded with the same brand, which is a skull and crossbones, but the crossbones are sticks of fucking butter.
Awesome.
Yeah. You guys come over a hill. And so on the north side of the Tribord Trail, nestled between two hills, is the Butterskull Ranch. It occupies a reasonably large plot of land. And from where you are, you can see a cornfield, an orchard, a couple of more scattered gardens. And because you're kind of coming down into this hidden valley, if you will, you can see that there's a farmhouse pretty close up on the top right there and a big pond. And you can also see the barn that is behind the orchard there appears to still be smoldering, and there's another small building north of the pond that has been destroyed as well. And everybody make me a perception check just for funsies. Okay, sweet.
Okay.
Yeah, so you guys make it to this crossroads here, and you can kind of see up here by where the main farmhouse is a couple of dead bodies.
All right, let's get the fuck over to the house.
Well done. Yeah, so as you guys are walking up, Tumrick, you see kind of behind the farm style shades of this house, a couple of large, reasonably hulking shapes, pass by, and you kind of hear the sounds of merriment and victory. Make it about an hour into watching these guys, and you can tell there's probably about yeah, rough estimate about a dozen of them, give or take. You're pretty confident in that number. But at some point, one of these big orcs comes out, just kind of kicks the door open. He's holding a mug of mead or whatever he's drinking. And he just unzips and he just starts pissing in the flowers. And he's like halfway through taking a swig, and he looks right over and he locks eyes with Buggy and Tumrick, who are not hidden.
Lock eyes from across the room, down my drink while the rhythms boom.
And so, like, the orc kind of blinks a couple of times, and you blink a couple of times. Sorry, takes a while. Wintarius.
I lean down a little bit and I say, "Thank you for your faith, my friend. Now go and do what you were born to do." And I slap him on the shoulder and cast invisibility on him and say, "Splinter some shins."
All right, sweet. Oh, dude. Oh my god.
The gnome see, or sorry, the orc see a fucking pissed off, angry gnome with 2 battle axes just vanish.
Yeah, just gone. And they're like, we have been drinking too much, but in orcish, so you don't understand that. One of these days. Buggy, it's your turn. You're invisible. You're surrounded by orcs.
I'm going to pop out, say,
Surprise, motherfucker!
so I'm going to throw a hand axe at orc number 2.
That'll do.
And he needs to make a strength saving throw.
Alrighty. He succeeds.
Damn it. Well, he takes 12 damage.
Yeah, I mean, you knock him almost completely flat.
And then
this thing, he's running and it just whops him in the side.
I'm going to throw another axe at him, my second axe.
That'll do.
And then take it. You fucking kidding me, dude? That's
Yeah,
enough.
it was
Okay.
enough. He turned to face you as you kind of faded into reality, and then you said some cool one-liner.
May I ask you a few questions?
And then it whops him directly in the center of the face, and he goes down hard.
And then I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, and then I'm going to try to attack. No, action surge. And I'm going to swing at this guy.
So I take it you used your free action to pull your axes out?
Yes, I pulled out my armor and get in the swing in the light of the fire. Silvery
Yes,
death.
one of them shines more than the other, but yes.
Come to this orc tonight.
Now, action surge gives you a whole nother attack action.
Yes.
So you can go twice?
No, just once.
Oh, because you don't have an extra attack, you just have the extra bonus.
Just
okay,
have bonus
clear.
action.
Sweet. Yeah, that's enough. That hits him.
All right, and he needs to make a strength save.
Drop it. Yeah, he fails.
All right,
horrendously.
he is knocked prone.
Okay.
And
Oh, God.
That he takes 5, 7, and additional. He takes 9 damage, and that was
Yeah.
1, 2, and now
Can
3,
you drop the
4,
prone on him?
5. Yes. So I whip
And
out
I-
of stealth, and I fucking just assassinate this orc, and then I run over and trip this guy, and then I give him the all nanny, and I run the fuck away.
Now, I do believe he gets a attack of opportunity on the way out, but at disadvantage because he's on the ground.
Sure. I'm not sure.
What? He's prone. He's not.
Yes. Yeah.
You knocked him down, and he takes a wild swing at you with his great axe from the ground, and it's. You can tell he has no idea what the fuck just happened because it goes like somehow, despite the fact that he's on the ground, it still goes about a foot over your head. Darius.
Hold on. I'm going to stare directly at Orc 3,
Okay.
and I'm gonna look him dead in his eyes,
Jizz in my pants.
and I'm gonna say,
I love you.
"Good Orc, how much do you think that chimney cost on that house over there?"
Uh. What?
I gotta tell him it was free. It's on the house, and I cast Tasha's Hideous Laughter.
Yeah, he fucking fails hard. He, despite barely understanding common, finds that fucking hilarious. So he collapses to the ground and just continues laughing. Really ugly laughing, like pig snort laughing.
Wintarius. Is he still here? Is he back yet?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Shall you let us do the deed with our weapons?
For the sake of narrative and expediency, you guys managed to get him tied up pretty damn well. And then eventually he stops laughing and he kind of looks at you and goes, "Oh, dirty trick.
Funny though,
Well
right?
played."
Go check
Yoink.
out. Yeah.
Yeah, it opens easily enough. A well-maintained cellar. Who's going down first?
I'll go down first. Axes. I'm ready if anyone comes
Yeah.
around the corner.
All right, who's second?
Me.
Buggy and Wintarius, I guess go ahead and make me perception checks. Just play this out nice and by the books. But Buggy, as you come down this, you notice that you see like a stick pointing around the corner just a little bit, like somebody's waiting there for you.
All out. Friend or foe? In common, I guess.
You hear like some scampering. And you hear some guy yell. He's just like, "You'll get no more out of me, you foul beast!" And
Big
by
Al?
what?
Big Al, is that you?
Yeah. So you see a guy poke his head around this pillar here, and it's like he's like dragging himself along. You can tell his legs are like they're not right. And he's like, "Oh God, you're no orc."
Cool. All right. We pound on the townmaster's door.
Yeah, I mean it's early, but he answers reasonably quickly. And he kind of slides up in the thing and he goes, "Oh, Freeman, you're back. How are things?"
Dire.
On fire. Well, not anymore. But they were on fire at some point.
Think of it as like smoldering with the threat of renewed inflammation. And
He sighs and then the door slat like closes and you hear a couple of clicks and for like the first time he actually opens the door.
Oh shit.
And inside is a rather standard looking human man.
Damn it.
Goes, "All right, come in." All piece in a film.
Yeah.
Cool. You see Adabra putting the wounded onto litters and getting those litters hung between horses. You see Bartham taking the things that he thinks could be weaponized against them and crating them and putting them on the back of Vincent's cart. You see the Lion Shield Coster shutting things down and sending messages back to corporate. The miners' exchange is people grabbing barrels of booze and loading them up. And at the end of that hour, the entire town is ready to move. But you guys have already left. So you guys are on your way to Axholm, and that's where we'll pick up next time.